Good morning. I'm Melanie Hatch, the Provost of Middle Georgia State University, and it is a distinct honor and my personal pleasure to welcome all of you, our spring candidates for graduation at Middle Georgia State, our faculty, staff, friends, relatives, guests, and dignitaries. This is our spring 2017 commencement. I would also like to extend a special welcome to those members of our faculty and staff who are retiring this year after decades of service and have gone through many changes at our institution. This week, we are holding 3 commencement ceremonies. We had one yesterday, this one, and another one to follow this afternoon. The proceedings are exactly the same for all ceremonies, only the honorees and their families change. With over 600 students participating in graduation this semester, we sought to retain all of the wonderful elements of commencement that make it so meaningful while keeping the ceremonies as short as possible. Today, we celebrate commencement, the act of starting out, beginning anew. This day is not the celebration at the end of a journey, but rather the beginning of the rest of your lives. For some of you, that may mean you're entering the workforce, perhaps getting married and starting a family. For others, it may mean continuing your education, getting a master's or perhaps a doctoral degree as you further your education. In any case, this is an important day and a cause for reflection on the time and effort you have dedicated to achieving your goals and celebration for the new trails that you are blazing into the future. Candidates, you have had a lot of help from your families, friends, and members of the Middle Georgia State community. And so now I ask you, candidates for the spring class of 2017, will you please rise, turn around, and show in a round of applause your honor for all of those who helped you. And if you will remain standing, and I will ask the rest of you to stand as well as we sing our national anthem, led by Dr. Rebecca Lanning, Professor of Music in the College of Arts and Sciences. You may be seated. Thank you, Dr. Lanning, for that outstanding performance. Now, there is one other very significant group that has supported you and enriched your educational experience. The Middle Georgia State University Foundation, represented here today by Ms. Caitlin Hinson, not only who is a member of our Alumni Association Board, but an alumna of the institution. She graduated from what was then Macon State College in 2010. Her continued involvement and support of our students sets a wonderful example for you, our soon-to-be alumni. the Middle Georgia State Foundation strives to improve the lives of people in Central Georgia by enabling our students, faculty, and staff to achieve extraordinary results. Some of our graduates have benefited from Foundation scholarships. Many have participated in Foundation-sponsored academic programs and activities. And all of you have studied in our wonderful modern classrooms and laboratories, as well as our library outfitted in part with Foundation-supported equipment. Ms. Hinson, we are deeply gratified and appreciative of your involvement in Middle Georgia State as an alum and the generosity of the Foundation. So thank you for your leadership. And now, will you please join me in welcoming Ms. Caitlin Hinson to the podium.
Good morning, and welcome to a momentous day in each of your lives and in the history of Middle Georgia State University. My name is Caitlin Hinson, class of 2010, and a member of the Alumni Association Board of Directors for Middle Georgia State University's Foundation. The Alumni Association is made up of civic and business leaders throughout Middle Georgia who recognize that this institution is one of the region's most valuable assets. As an alumna of this institution, I know from experience that the degree you receive today has tremendous value. It broadcasts to the world that you can finish what you start, that you think critically, that you are intellectually curious, and that you want to succeed. I also know from experience that whatever name this institution bore when you were growing up, or when you started here, or when you leave here, is not nearly as important as the values this alumni embody. Each of you now join the ranks of alumni, proud sons and daughters of this great institution. And regardless of whether our diplomas say Middle Georgia College, Macon State College, Middle Georgia State College, or Middle Georgia State University, we stand united in this university's values of stewardship, engagement, adaptability, and learning. You leave today to begin the next chapter in your book of life, but we hope you'll come back. When you return, perhaps for graduate school or to attend homecoming in the fall, you will find a university that has been built on a reputation of graduates like yourselves and the faculty and staff that have guided you here in your journey. Just as your success here today reflects on your family and on your community, your success moving forward will reflect on Middle Georgia State University. I encourage you to remain connected. Middle Georgia State students and alumni share a strong bond with each other and with our alma mater. Learn to appreciate and utilize the tightly knit and spirited network of MGA alumni spread across the region, the state, and the world. The friendships you made here and the network that you will continue to form with fellow alumni are worth your time. Stay in touch with us, support the work of the Foundation, and encourage and mentor the generations of students who will follow in your footsteps. It is now my pleasure and great honor to install each of you as members of Middle Georgia State University's Alumni Association. This organization proudly supports the academic excellence, best interests, and traditions of Middle Georgia State University and its more than 30,000 alumni worldwide. We strive to help you stay connected with your university and hope you will continue to make the organization stronger through your participation and support. On behalf of the Alumni Association and Foundation, congratulations graduates and welcome into the proud community of Middle Georgia State University alumni.
And now will you please join me in welcoming Dr. Christopher Blake, President of Middle Georgia State University, to the podium.
Well, good morning. My name is Chris Blake, and I am delighted to be here. Rarely do we have so many people gathered together at an occasion which will be remembered for the rest of our lives. Today is one of those days, and we're happy that you're here. And I'm particularly happy that I get the job at this point of introducing the President's Scholar, who will be representing and speaking on behalf of each of you who will shortly be coming up here shaking the hands of the people that have worked for your success to support you and be able to later send you out on your way. So it's important that we have the voice of you as students, and I'm proud that we have that person today. Each year, the Student Honors, Awards, and Graduation Committee, with my approval of President, designates that one student from the entire senior class as the President's Scholar. And students of all of the campuses are eligible for this. Now, the person chosen must have an outstanding academic record, have been involved in campus and community service activities, and must have demonstrated characteristics and values that help build this community. The individual selected to represent the senior class of 2017 exceeds all the qualities that we look for in our President's Scholar. This student is exceptionally accomplished and has a strong sense of her own interests, her scholarship, as well as how that scholarship should change the way we live in the world. In addition to her accomplishments as an honors program graduate, this person has not only served as president and vice president of the Honors Student Association, but has also served as a student administrative assistant to the English department, as a work-study intern for Newtown Macon, and as an assistant in the MCA department's Mac Lab. She's a standout amongst many in her chosen program of study, which is New Media and Communications. And after graduation, she will continue her studies by pursuing a master's degree in film studies. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the person representing this graduating class, the 2017 President's Scholar, Miss Rachel Hastings. Rachel.
Good morning, faculty, staff, fellow graduates, and their loved ones. Today is a celebration of everything that we've achieved during our time at Middle Georgia State University. MGA has a slogan, Finding Greatness, which is used to highlight students' unique qualities and abilities. Growing up in South Africa made me aware of one man who I believe embodies what it means to be great. That man was Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela had a vision for his country that was better than the way things were. He was born into apartheid South Africa, and the apartheid meant that racism was institutionalized and a part of government law. But Mandela wanted to see a different future for his country. He spent 27 years in prison fighting to make that dream a reality. That's a long time to hope and wait and wish for a better future. He was released from prison in 1992 and became president in 1994. After he became president, his battle was not over. He had to work hard to combat the ideological framework that was created during the apartheid. South Africa has come so far over the past few decades, but still struggles with the ideological framework of the apartheid regime. But my generation is far more unified than generations before us. Something that not a lot of people know about Nelson Mandela is that he chose to step down from his role as president. He was extremely well loved in the country and probably could have remained president for the rest of his life if he wanted to, but he chose to set an example for future leaders and step down because in African countries it's not uncommon for dictators to arise and to maintain dominance over a country for their lifetime. And Mandela wanted South Africa to be different. He wanted South Africa to have a different legacy. So he chose to step down even though he could have served another term. In the United States, Martin Luther King Jr. had a similar dream for this country. And in his I Have a Dream speech, he outlined the future that he wanted to see, and he dedicated his life fighting to make that dream a reality. I believe that both men embody qualities of greatness because of their desire to see a brighter future for their countries. Middle Georgia State University is in an exciting phase of creating a future for the school. The consolidation of Middle Georgia College and Macon State, along with the transition from college to university, has given MGA a great opportunity to forge a new future that leads students on an even greater educational path. MGA is in its infancy as a university, and these next coming years are vital and they will shape the future of the institution. the faculty and staff have an exciting task of constructing a future and creating a foundation that will be used to inspire students for years to come. As the graduating class, we have an opportunity to pursue our dreams for our individual future. We get to decide and shape how we want the rest of our lives to be. We have learned skills and received training here at MGA that have set us up for a bright future, and now it's our responsibility to put them into practice. The journey to graduation has not always been easy, and loved ones, we are so thankful for your encouragement and support during our journey. We couldn't have done it without you. Down the road, we can look back at MGA with appreciation for the part that the school played in constructing our futures. Today, we transition from students to graduates, but we will remain lifelong members of the MGA community. And in the future, we can give back to a place that gave us so much. Let's continue our journey towards greatness and take our first steps as alumni into a brighter future. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel, for your inspiring words. And now, it is my great pleasure to introduce the Spring 2017 commencement speaker. In 1971, racial tensions ran high in Alexandria, Virginia, as 3 schools were integrated to form the T.C. Williams High School. In a story captured by the monumentally popular Disney film, Remember the Titans, Coach Herman Boone, portrayed by Academy Award winner actor Denzel Washington, faced the challenge of a lifetime in uniting black and white players from previously rival schools in the newly created Titan football program. Tensions only escalated when Boone, assistant coach to the former T.C. Williams High School, was named head coach, passing over Bill Yost, the local favorite and successful coach of the former mostly white Hammond High. Remarkably, the 2 coaches were able to put aside their prejudice, and doing so united their players to form a team whose common vision was to respect each other and to win football games. At the same time, through the game of football, Boone and Yost were able to help their small Virginia community put aside their intolerance and join together to support their children. So now, please join me in welcoming to the podium Coach Herman Boone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hatch, for that wonderful introduction. But more than anything else, for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to be a part of this 2017 graduation class of Middle Georgia State University. And I'd just like to remind you, young candidates, that Elizabeth Taylor, the great actress, once said to her husbands, "I'm not going to keep you very long." Many thanks to President Blake, members of the Board of Trustees, Provost Melanie Hatch, Jennifer Jones, Alton Woodland, faculty, parents, and friends and relieved candidates of the class of 2017. Did I leave anybody out? If I did, it's a mistake of this big head of mine and not the heart. My name is Coach Boone, and yes, I am the real inspiration of that powerful blockbuster movie, Remember the Titans, starring, and he told me to tell you, young candidates, last week, 3-time Academy Award winner Denzel Washington. Denzel also told me to say to you, congratulations. And he knows that you can't wait for success, but he wanted me to remind you that the word success is only a word that comes in front of hard work in a dictionary. And when it happens, it will always be the sweetest for those who thought they would never know it, unquote. Distinguished faculty, staff, honored guests, proud parents, family and friends, and most importantly, relieved members of the class of 2017. Today, your parents and your entire community congratulate all of you outstanding candidates for reaching this incredible milestone in your life. Today will mark the closing of one chapter of your life and hopefully the beginning of the greatest investment in your future of your life. And with this investment, you will soon be able to take your rightful place in the senior management of your country, and to be able to enter this global society with a deeper understanding than when you first started this journey a few years ago. And by the way, with a wider horizon that reaches across the definitive lines of religion, race, and nation. So tomorrow, tonight, get a good sleep. Because tomorrow, you will wake up and seek to change that which is inconsistent with your expectation of this society and with an unwilling commitment to make it better for all of us people. Let me also congratulate the many parents who've gathered here today. You too have much to be proud of. Parents, today is your day also. And let's give our parents a round of applause. Because your persistence and dedication, your sacrifices and prayers, and support have all helped your young daughters and sons to make the most of their lives to this juncture of their lives. Congratulations, parents, on a job well done. Today, candidates, I am extremely honored and proud and most appreciative to have been asked to render this keynote address. But I have to admit, it is quite intimidating for me to be asked to present such an important address to such important candidates as you. Today, for some reason, I feel that if I'm going to be successful and being here in the most beautiful part of the Bible Belt of the South, I decided that if I'm going to be successful, Dr. Blake, I'd better try to be as wise as Solomon, as prophetic as Isaiah, and if you don't mind, I'll try to be as funny as Bernie Mac. But don't worry, young people. Today I choose to share with you lessons I've learned while participating in this great phenomenon we call life. And yes, I am the real inspiration of that blockbuster movie, Remember the Titans, and I'm proud of it. But first, I have to remind you that long before that movie was ever written, I like to think that I did try to make a difference. And the most important decision you will have to make is to commit yourselves to a set of goals and be able to make decisions. Persevere and never be afraid to take the plunge in a sea of ideas for what you believe in. I hope you're able to embrace change and embrace diversity and become a lifelong learner. I have more than once chosen a road less traveled and thought it was often rough, and yet I have never regretted any decisions I made to embrace change. And in time, you will learn that change is in fact constant. And without change, everything in your lives, young people, will be stagnant and uneventful. For over 20 years now, your parents and loved ones and teachers have been telling you that there is an ever-changing world out there waiting for you. But believe me, that world is only waiting for those of you who continue to be positive, those of you who continue to be constructive, energetic, trusting, creative, and fearless, and for those who enjoy challenges and who will bring exemplary character and definition to whatever career path you choose. Let me encourage you to choose carefully and wisely the kind of work you want to do and the life you really want to live. If you decide to go to work and your parents told me that they pray that you do and you will, then the challenge is to find not only work that you enjoy and pays you well, but to find a profession with meaning and one that provides enjoyment and will make a difference in today's world. And let me also remind you that if you choose a profession merely for the money, the prestige, or security without the joy, then you're not likely to make a difference. If you choose a vocation to make a difference, then you must know that to make a difference will require a willingness to transcend narrow-minded thinking, young people. Life is all about choices. Your God-given power to choose is the greatest gift that God could ever give each and every one of you. But remember, you choose success or failures by the choices you make. Good choices produce successful people. Bad choices produce failures. And the only way to get rid of bad choices, young people, is to replace them with good ones. We're all here today to challenge all of you to choose to love and not hate, choose to create and not destroy, choose to persevere and not quit, choose to heal rather than wound. And if you do the things that your parents and those who care about you want you to do, then let me suggest that you do them so well that your best will only become better. Do them so well that no one, dead or alive, or ever been born yet, will ever do them better than you. Today, I salute each and every one of you for reaching this important juncture of your life. Today, you are filled with the spirit of the possible and a great hope for your lives ahead. And I encourage each and every one of you to never lose that sense of the possible. For some, as you venture into the next stage of your life, you may have a sense of apprehension and even fear. After all, the economy is a little tough today, and the world is more uncertain than ever. Know that as long as your dream and your aim is true, you will be successful in whatever you do. And remember, if ever there's a dark moment that creeps into your life and you feel sometimes that although you may fail, then don't. Just remember, Albert Einstein flunked math in grammar school. Winston Churchill repeated the 7th grade 3 times. Henry Ford went bankrupt 3 times before designing the Model T, and Thomas Edison conducted 10,000 experiments on the light bulb before he produced that one. And no one ever told you when our astronauts landed on the moon, they only had 6.5 seconds of fuel to make that a successful part of our history. And yes, adversity at times will become a part of your life. And when adversity creeps into your life, let me remind you what the blind man did, and no disrespect for anyone who may be blind. The blind man was walking down the street with his seeing-eye dog. And for some reason, this dog took this man across the street against the light. Cars were swerving all over to prevent hitting this blind man. And when he got across the street, he reached in his pocket and he gave his dog a biscuit. This little old lady looked at him like he had lost his mind. She couldn't help it. She went up to him and said, "Sir, that dog took you through all kinds of adversity. Why would you reward that dog with that biscuit?" The blind man said, "Ma'am, I don't mean any harm, but I did not reward my dog by giving him that biscuit. I only gave him that biscuit to find out where his head is so I can kick him dead in his butt." And young people, this is what you'll have to do when adversity creeps its ugly face into your lives. But you know, that's how light bulbs and moon landings and Ford cars are made. And hopefully someday you will recognize your imperfections as a means to perfection and focus on the highest calling, that of social change in our country, and making our planet more tolerant, understanding of our differences. And don't forget, there are going to be many races that you win, and there are going to be some that you lose. When you win the race, don't forget to go back to the barn to take care of the horse you rode across the finish line. Because your degree from this university will document you, it will certify you to make a difference. But I want you to use your education here to enhance the quality of your personal life first. And I also want you to use it to help those who may not have the same level of access and opportunity that you've had. Remember Diana Ross, who said, reach out and touch somebody's hand. You'll make this world a better place if you can. Will I be talking to a stone if I ask you to help someone with a problem that's not your own? If you see an old man walking down the street, will you ever realize that your shoes may fit his feet? Reach out and touch somebody's hand. You'll make this world a better place if you can. Young people, to succeed is to believe in your dreams, because dreams have no expiration date. Vince Lombardi, the former legendary coach of the Green Bay Packers, once said, the word believe is to have faith. But he warned us to watch our belief, because our belief become our thoughts. Watch your thoughts become your words. Watch your words become your actions. Watch your actions, young people, they become your habits. Watch your habits will become your character. And without character, you will never succeed. If you believe, as I believe in you, that you all have the talent, the skill, and the education to make a difference, but each of you must understand that your skill, your knowledge, and your education will only take you to the top of the mountain. It will be your attitude, it will be your character, it will be your enthusiasm that will carry you over the mountain. And I urge you to find ways to turn your hardships into advantages and make all of your stumbling stones stepping stones. In closing, let me remind you that in the world you're about to enter, sometimes people will be unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered, but love them anyway. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motive, but do good anyway. If you are successful, you will sometimes win false friends and true enemies, but succeed anyway. Because the good you do today will probably be forgotten tomorrow, but do good anyway. Honesty and frankness will probably make you vulnerable, but be honest and be frank anyway. And at this moment, the torch has been passed to you. And remember, not everything that has been faced can be changed by you, but nothing can be changed until it has been faced by you. All of you candidates have now reached the end of an early chapter in the book of your life, and everyone gathered here in this auditorium has been a part of this book. So now you should be ready to accept the challenges of your future. It's all up to you. Today you must say to yourself, now is the time to ask myself and get the answer. Where will I go from here? What will my legacy be? The answer will simply drive you to tears. And how will I do it? I suggest to you that you go back in the closet and dust off the old record by Frank Sinatra when he said, what is a man? What has he got if not himself he has not? To say the things he truly feels and not the things of one who nears. Regrets I may have a few, but by God too few to mention. I will do what I have to do, and I will do it without exemption. I will plan each careful step along the byway, and by God, I'll do it my way. Young people, I spoke at Dartmouth College a few months ago, and I saw this poem on the wall written by Dr. Seuss, a former student there, and I stole it. And that poem says, congratulations, young people, today is your day. You're off to great places and you're off and away. You have brains in your head and you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourselves in any direction you choose. Out there, things can happen, and they frequently do, to people who are as footsie and brainy as you. And someday you will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but most of them are dark. A place that you can spring both your elbow and your chin. Do you dare to stay out, or do you dare to come in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? Oh, the places you'll go, there's fun to be done, and there's points to be scored, and there are games to continue to be won. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many old strange birds out there as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember, life is just a simple balancing act. But just never be dexterous and deaf, and never mix up your right foot with your left. Will you succeed? Oh, yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. So you're off to great places today. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So I would say to you from Denzel, get to stepping on your way. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Coach, I believe that you succeeded in being thoughtful, wise, and funny, so thank you for your remarks. And now, on behalf of the faculty of Middle Georgia State University, it is my honor to congratulate the class of 2017 on this special occasion. Commencement is a time of recognition of your academic accomplishments, and so we join your faculty, your family, and friends in celebrating your success. And now, assisting with the presentation of degree candidates are President Blake, Dr. Ron Williams, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, our Registrar, Ms. Brenda Hogan, and Assistant Provost for Academic Planning and Policy, Dr. Mary Wern.
Good morning. I am Mary Wern, Assistant Provost for Academic Planning and Policy here at Middle Georgia State University, and it is my very great pleasure to call forth each of the graduates participating in today's ceremony. Candidates for degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences, please come forward to receive congratulations from Dean Williams, Dr. Hatch, and President Blake. Megan Elizabeth Andrews. Tiffany D. Barrigan, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Christina McDaniel. Caitlin Marie Rowe. Megan M. Johnvin. Patrick Green. Andrew Joseph Hirsch. Chandra Jenkins. Gansey Turner. Megan Elizabeth Greathouse. Taylor Nicole Wilson, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Paul Michael Harrelson. Dozie Kumasa. Sydney Allen. Stephanie Lee Breitenbach, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Emily Bowen Davis. Wesley Atwell Davis, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Clay M. Dixon, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Victoria Lynn Gordon. Holly Marie Harmon. Hayden D. Harris. Rachel Elizabeth Madeline Hastings, President's Scholar, Honors Program graduate, summa cum laude. Erin Ashley McClendon. Alicia Reed Merritt. Jacqueline Rose Mary Munson. Rachel Helen Podwalski. Joanna Shea Powell, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Megan Elizabeth Rosenberger, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Erica Julia Simmons. Anna Gainey Spinks. Danielle Diane Washington. Jana Chelsea Williford. Clint Wynn. Mark Ashers. Aisla Ray Bear. Robin Daniels. Tamaya Henderson. Hillary Kim Wen. Tanisha Kiera J. Robinson. Kimberly Michelle Spice, Dean's List Scholar. Kelly Brianna West. Natasha Yvette Williams. Jessica Bryant. Wade Allen Clemens, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Christopher R. Fitzgerald. Kenya Brianna Grant. Lauren Lane. Rondarian Lunsford. Balkrishna Govinbai Patel. Elizabeth Marie Roberts. Carmen Betty Thompson. Brian Jason White, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Natalie M. Garner. Tiona Height. Brian DeMarco Holmes. Rogine Vernita Sanders. Jennifer Taylor Busby. Mindy Shea Amon. Courtney Janae Andrews. Lindsay Catherine Bounds. Bria Simone Brown. Ruby Renette Codwell. Magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Daniel Joseph Cahill. Alexa Nicole Carey. Caitlin Brooke Chappell, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Darius Tyree Cooper. Tiandra Dennis. Samantha Marie Dunn. India Elizabeth Eccles. Shavanrik L. Edwards. Shakira Nicole Finney. Teresa J. Francisco. Sharon Golden, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Darcy R. Graham. Andrea Nashay Grant. Gregory Bernard Hayes. Caitlin Hayes. Chanel Denise Henry. April Renee Hightower. Tyreek Janelle Hudkins. Savannah Marie Hulford. Christopher D. Hunt. Kakisha Michelle Hunt. Janitra Jackson. Raven Alexis Jenkins. Alexandria Elizabeth Johnson, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar. Candace Nicole Kitchen. Jaquia Olivia Knowles, Honors Discipline Graduate, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Tiffany La Follette, Honors Program Graduate, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar. Vicki Lester, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Jennifer Marie Martin. Rashad McSwain. Catherine Faith Meadows. Rebecca Leanne Messamore, Honors Program Graduate, summa cum laude. Gary Mills, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Taylor Logan Mills. Valerie Lynn Moan. Yacy Joy Neal. Tamara L. Owens. Brittany Elise Pratt. Carmisha S. Primus. Bianca De Rafols. Donna Legina Reed. Cole Reynolds. Peggy Dean Rhodes. Emily Brooke Richardson. Katrina Ann Salami. Lanisha Kaira Sherrod. Laura Luella Shipes. Brayton C. Smith. Dominica Stevens. Jalicia Stevens. LaDonna C. Strickland, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Yolanda Marissa Trailer, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Tiffany L. Walker. Cecil White, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar. Dominique Shamika Williams. Brittany N. Wilson. Michael A. Bates. Heather Renee Clem. Angel Harris. Clarissa Mays. Latoya Marsha Nelson. Junica Owens. Darian J. Young. Melissa Mitty Rozier. Candidates for degrees from the Georgia Academy of Arts, Mathematics, Engineering, and Sciences, please come forward to receive congratulations from Mr. Warren, Dr. Hatch, and President Blake. Cameron L. Dober, President's List Scholar. Smith Say Meach, President's List Scholar. Honors Program Graduate, President's List Scholar. Ellie Naomi Parrish. DJ Patel, President's List Scholar. Robert D. Rioja, President's List Scholar. Jillian Marie V. Amuro, President's List Scholar. Michael A. Ard Kelly. Julia J. Davis, President's List Scholar. Tyler J. Dill, G. Dill. Alan N. Kalinda. Fergus B. King, President's List Scholar. Aaron S. Reed, Dean's List Scholar. Benjamin J. Shabbat, Dean's List Scholar. Grace A. Terry, Dean's List Scholar. Christopher C. Weeks, Dean's List Scholar. Casey Brian Wilstep.
All right, class of 2017, will you please stand? President. Okay. President. I know this is the moment you've been waiting for. President Blake, on behalf of the faculty of Middle Georgia State University, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all degree requirements for graduation, and I ask that you confer their degrees upon them.
Thank you, Provost Hatch. Class of 2017, we have reached a special point in this ceremony. This marks a milestone in your life, the conferring of a degree, and the measure by which Middle Georgia State knows it does its work as a university. And so, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate you have so diligently pursued within all the rights and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations, graduates. And now, one other important ritual. You have earned an additional right, signifying your passing from a candidate for graduation to that now of a graduate. We will continue a tradition that we began a few years ago. In a moment, I am going to ask the front row, on my cue, you will take your tassel, not now, just wait, in a minute. You will take your tassel and you'll move it to the left, which means that you are a graduate. But when I give the cue for that now, front row only, when you do that, I would like you to turn around there as soon as you've done that, congratulate the graduate behind, and move their tassel. So you'll turn around to the second. Then the second row, you get it. You're bright people. You have a degree. You know what I'm doing. So, counting down, front row only. 3, 2, 1, go. Congratulations, class of 2017. You may be seated.
Just a few final words to our newest graduates. Our faculty and staff have sought to encourage the very best in you. Some of you may return to Middle Georgia State University to continue your education, but no matter where you go, you will always be our alumni. This is a special and enduring relationship, and we will always take pride in your success. I have one very important request of you, that you share your knowledge and wisdom with the members of your family, with the communities in which you live and work. As educated individuals, it's your responsibility to help your loved ones and our society appreciate the value of earning a degree. Your degrees are granted for you to empower not only yourselves, but the common good. Now, throughout this ceremony, we have been talking about transition, both yours at this pivotal time in your life, and also Middle Georgia State as an institution. And it's my great pleasure now to introduce our alma mater, a tradition that we began this year and we will continue in years to come as a state university. So please stand and join us in singing our alma mater, Knights of Truth and Honor, led by Dr. Rebecca Lanning.
We build the future.
Please be seated momentarily. And so, class of 2017, we come to the end of our commencement exercises. You will now, for the rest of your lives, be sons and daughters of Middle Georgia State. As the Provost mentioned, and as Coach Boone so wonderfully illustrated to us, your task is simple, lifelong, but will always be challenging. You have a responsibility to contribute to the common good. You have the credentials and the knowledge to do that, and I wish you Godspeed as you begin that task. I extend to you as president of this university my lifelong hopes and good wishes for you as you do begin the next phase of your life, a new commencement for each of you. We are grateful that you chose Middle Georgia State University for your education. When there are so many choices, you made us your home, and you will always find home here. And we are grateful to the family, friends, and loved ones who have supported you in the knowledge that education is never a solitary goal, but it is something that we do together. And so I hope that you have found that we have earned your respect as a university, and that you will live your lives as ambassadors for Middle Georgia State University. My thanks and my congratulations again to each and every one of you. Well done. And as we recess, I ask the families and friends in the audience, please would you remain at your seats until the last graduate has left the floor. And now I ask everyone, please, to rise for the recessional. These exercises are concluded. Thank you.